Welcome to Math Analytics Podcast, where we bring you the world's top marketing mix modeling experts. After being intensely used in retail, consumer processed goods, and healthcare industry, Facebook, along with Google, made news recently with their decision of adopting marketing mix modeling for measuring performance and visibility. To discuss the reasons behind the growing adoption of MMM and the steady demand for privacy compliance measurement, we have with us today Dr. Ramla Jarrar, CEO of Math Analytics. Good to see you again, Ramla.
Hello.
Right, so Ramla, regarding the new announcements from Facebook and Google, what do you think of the latest developments where these tech giants are actively pushing towards the adoption of marketing mix modeling?
To be honest, I really think that this is a wise move. I strongly believe that customers and consumers have the right to be protected against intrusive tracking, and that is unfortunately provided through different methods. And I think that this decision is not really a bad thing for the measurement industry either, because I think there are other methods that respect the consumer privacy that could be used in order to get the measurements that the brands are seeking without really violating the consumer privacy. So I think that what these tech giants did is a good move towards what should have been done since long time, I think. And again, this shouldn't harm at all the measurement industry, because there are different future-proof methods that could stand the test of the disappearance of the cookies.
How much of a threat is the disappearance of cookies to the overall measurement industry? Does marketing mix modeling have the ability to stand its ground against the ever-changing privacy laws and the growing emphasis on digital advertising and its changing technologies?
So I think that marketing mix modeling has been proven and is known that it's really immune to the changes in the privacy laws, because marketing mix modeling doesn't rely on customer level data. From its start in the 60s, this methodology is based on aggregated data. Obviously, we can get into more details when it comes to the aggregation and the definition of the level of aggregation that you want to go into. But at any point, this should involve the usage of customer level data. So I think marketing mix modeling today is immune to the changes in the privacy laws and in the disappearance of the cookies. And at the same time, I do believe that this will also stay the same in the future, even with future changes when it comes to the privacy laws. I don't really see how can this impact marketing mix modeling. And I do strongly believe that marketing mix modeling is one of these methods that would stand the test of time when it comes to privacy, being future-proof and respecting the privacy of our customers.
Well, we could definitely say that MMM stood the test of time already, since the technology has been there from the 60s, which brings its own questions. Is marketing mix modeling in its current state enough to fully replace other digital-focused measurement techniques, like the mentioned multi-touch attribution, for example?
So look, Ash, I am a strong believer of the complementarity of methods. And I think that pursuing that dream or that myth of one single measurement framework that does everything is, for me, something that couldn't be achieved, and nobody has achieved this so far. And I really struggle to see how this could be possible in the future. So what I do believe in, as I mentioned, is the complementarity of methods. So I think if we adopt a contemporary approach to MMM that entails the usage of different complementary methods to get to the most realistic picture possible of consumer behavior and their response to media, that would be, for me, the way forward. And I really have seen many successes when it comes to using marketing mix modeling while encompassing hypotheses that come from other methods, like, for example, experiments, RCTs, etc., etc. So also another example that I can mention is the usage of progression in a control test setting in order to validate the usage of a new channel or a new platform. So my short response to your question is that I do not think that MMM will be replacing like every single technique that was relying on cookies like MTA, but I think that MMM has the capability to to fill the gap when it comes to the measurement space, as long as those who are using MMM are open-minded to the prospect that actually you can use the ground truth that is provided by experiments in order to encompass that ground truth into the way you set your hypothesis when you do your modeling, the way you define your coefficients, or you state the constraints that you are putting on the coefficients of your equation.
Well, it definitely does seem like big tech such as Facebook agree with that vision. In the passing Facebook MMM summits, the company has been emphasizing its open source solution as a possible option for companies or smaller companies to start their MMM journey. What is Mass Analytics' position facing this solution, and do you consider Robin or other open source marketing mix modeling solutions to be a direct competitor?
First of all, I really think that that Facebook Marketing Mix Modeling Summit is a great initiative from Facebook. And I really invite anyone who is listening to us today is to kind of have a look at it. It's really very, very insightful. I really liked watching the whole of it and being exposed to the vision of Facebook when it comes to marketing mix modeling. And I think that the more we talk about marketing mix modeling, the better it is, especially when it comes from Facebook. So the more we promote this methodology as a future-proof solution, the better it is for the industry as a whole. Robin is a good compilation of R code. I think it's destined for users who are proficient in using R and have deep knowledge for MMM. Master is, on the other hand, is a specialist marketing mix modeling software as opposed to a code. So there is nothing that needs to be developed, in the sense that there is no code to be written when you use Master. It's targeting clients who want to scale their marketing mix modeling capabilities, clients that want to become more efficient when it comes to running their project, clients that want to save time when it comes to creating many models, updating many models, or running more frequent updates and refreshes, which is actually the tendency of the market. So we've seen that more and more brands are really keen in getting faster results, in getting more frequent updates so they can adjust quickly to the changes that are happening in the environment. And what our technology offers is a code-free platform that is end-to-end, that allows you to run your marketing mix modeling from start to finish. And it's also, it can cater to the needs of very alert data scientists, but it can also be a good fit for people that started in marketing mix modeling and that want to become proficient in this. And I had a call today with one of the prospects, and they were mentioning to me that actually marketing mix modeling is kind of gaining momentum recently. So this person used to present models that were developed by other countries, by other offices in other countries, and he had to present results. And now, given the demand that he's facing when it comes to MMM, he wants to become the one who does the modeling and actually Master and the capabilities that we offer at Mass Analytics enable actually this kind of stories to happen, like people who are keen to start into MMM, to be comfortable doing this, and then we help them all the way through.
Well, it is definitely apparent that marketing mix modeling is gaining momentum and has been gaining momentum for the last few years, definitely. But when it comes to considering MMM itself, I would imagine that this measurement technique or framework will have to be adjusted to meet the changing demands that are happening right now. So my question would be, how should marketing mix modeling be adjusted to meet companies' measurement needs in the coming year, given the changes that we expect that will continue happening?
So I think more and more now we are talking about contemporary MMM as opposed to classic or traditional MMM. And what does this contemporary MMM means is actually this methodology should be capable of providing much more granular results. It should provide campaign execution level analysis. So using this methodology, we should be capable of knowing exactly what campaign has worked, what day part has worked better than the other one, what is the best metric to include in a model, is it the clicks, is it the impressions, is it the number of views, etc., etc. And how can we use this measurement technique in order to give us a more detailed insight on how we are going to change the parts of the execution of the campaign to make it more successful. I also think that contemporary MMM means that it should be adapted to the changing to the ever-changing media landscape with the avalanche of digital media channels that are entering the scene. The MMM methodology should adapt to that. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this podcast, MMM should be an open-minded process in the sense that it should be capable of accepting feeds that come from other methods like experiments, RCTs, etc., because these are valuable information that represent the ground truth that should actually be easily ingested in the MMM model in order to refine the results. So I think that if we want MMM to really thrive in the future, it's very important that we move from that classic heavy investment, very long turnaround of projects to a setting where we are capable of providing much faster models, a model that give much more granular results and refreshes that are capable of being done at a more frequent pace. And that would definitely make MMM be one of the best methods to actually, again, sustain the test of time when it comes to all the regulations and all the changes that are happening around us. And again, what I also say that those who are used to use it MTA, they are used to getting very detailed results. And that's why for MMM to compensate for that, it's very important that MMM itself is capable of providing that level of granularity in order to make it much more actionable and provide a recommendation that could be implemented straight away and change and improve and optimize the future media planning.
That makes a whole lot of sense. It is definitely essential that marketing mix modeling evolves away from the notion of the 2 months and 3 months project duration and the excessive cost of big projects that were previously exclusive to bigger organizations and bigger MMM providers. In a way, one could say that these changes that are happening are going to present a new paradigm where the vision of a democratized marketing mix modeling that is contemporary, that is fast, highly granular, and extremely accessible can be brought to fruition much faster than expected.
Yes, indeed. I think that's a good summary of what's happening right now. And again, the fact that tech giants are pushing for MMM is probably a good proof that actually this is the way forward. And but again, we shouldn't take this for granted. MMM has to evolve. MMM has to embrace that level of modernity that allows it to be much more actionable and much more insightful than the classic one that we used to provide back in the days.
Absolutely. MMM has evolved, and I'm sure that mass analytics is going to play a big role in that evolution. Ramla, thank you very much for your time. This has been Ash with Mass Analytics Podcast. Thank you very much for listening, everybody, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you, Ramla.
Thank you very much.